realize the importance of community more than anything.
They want to be able to go out and make a positive difference.
We don't judge people who need help. If you're asking for help, we're here to give you help.
We're going to turn everything we do into something positive with his name.
I did my job. I hope I did it well.
Thank you for joining me for our Making a Mark special. I've let you all guide me to the people and organizations who make a real difference here in our communities. And I've had the honor of sharing these stories right here on 13 News Now. So for the next hour, we're taking a look back at just a few of the stories that we've covered recently, starting with three mothers across Hampton roads, each from different backgrounds, but pushing for change after life-altering events involving their children. Let's go to Virginia Beach to hear from Chrissy Johnson, the founder of the Mom Advocate Foundation.
Wife, we're a mom, we're a sister, we're all these things all at one time. It's like we got to be the stronger person for the family.
Letting no mom or family fight alone.
I realize the importance of community more than anything because community heals.
Chrissy Johnson founded the Mom Advocate Foundation in 2020 to support families impacted by pediatric cancer.
I was always advocating on behalf of children as well as other parents to let them know that they have a voice in their child's journey.
It's something Chrissy and her family understand all too well.
My journey started on April 3rd, 2017, when my son was diagnosed with cancer. David spent his first 4 years of life in and outside of the hospital. He was diagnosed when he was 18 months old.
Today, 8-year-old David has been declared cancer-free. Chrissy documenting the journey in her book, Fighting for King David.
Me writing things, how I felt inside of my journal, was a way for me to release all the tension and stress that I had. And it was just a way for me to start spreading awareness about childhood cancer.
The foundation is Chrissy's latest effort to serve and advocate for families.
Our main program is a Fuel for the Journey program. That program provides meal and gift cards to those families that are in active treatment. The other program we have is the King David's Costume Drive. It's about the child being able to be normal, to imagine, to just forget about what's happening for that particular amount of time.
All to help children and families keep fighting.
There is hope. You have a whole army behind you, speaking up for you. If you don't know what to say, we're here to help support you.
To support the Mom Advocate Foundation, you can go to their website right here on your screen. You can either donate or spend time volunteering. And now we head to the Mermaid City. One Norfolk police officer spends every day serving the community and keeping them safe. But now she's helping her community in a unique way. Chantel Chandler's book, Uniquely Made, is helping children and families across Hampton roads. And it's all inspired by one child in particular.
I am abundantly made I am.
Norfolk School Resource Officer Chantel Chandler makes sure people know.
I'm a mother of twins. I have 2 children. The reason why I say that, because my daughter passed away. Remarkably unique, remarkably made.
Ava, who'd been diagnosed with a rare genetic disorder, unexpectedly got very sick.
Pretty much the pneumonia had filled her lungs. And in 48 hours, that was it. Ava was 4. She was shy of her 5th birthday.
She chronicled her journey of love, loss, and letting go in her first book, Selfless.
I just released it. I released everything, how I felt, what I was thinking, how I felt like God was transitioning me. Unique challenges I fear, unique challenges I fight.
But her newest book aims to help other children like her daughter.
I literally wrote a poem to encourage and uplift children with special needs, of all kinds of special needs. I am uniquely made I am.
It also inspires their peers to embrace what makes them remarkable. It's called Uniquely Made.
Being a police officer, you see that every child has their own uniqueness, and allow me to encourage you to be unique in your own ways.
The story is dedicated to Ava and the mark she made in her short time. Now, Officer Chandler says her daughter's impact on the world can continue for years to come.
We don't realize what other people are going through until we go through it. And I think Ava taught me that. She taught me that, Mommy, it's just not me. So she speaks to me to speak to everybody else. And so I do think that, yes, Uniquely Made may be one of many, but it's a great start.
Uniquely Made is a vibrant book to help teach us about how resilient children with special needs are. Just go to 13newsnow.com and type in Uniquely Made to get your copy. And staying in Norfolk, one woman spent her whole life helping families bring their little ones into the world. But after the loss of her own baby, she was called to help families in a different way. At Centera Norfolk General Hospital, Deb Floyd makes sure to be with them in the beginning and helps them start the long road to healing.
This room is a safe haven for our families who've had a loss.
The Butterfly Room opened at Centera Norfolk General Hospital in 2019.
We keep it kind of subdued, sensory, conscious. They're kind of away from the hustle and bustle of the very positive waiting room.
Deb Floyd says she wishes something like this was around 20 years ago.
We were pregnant with my son Tommy. We found out that he had Down syndrome and a congenital heart defect, and he didn't survive his surgery.
She says her world changed that day.
I've been a labor and delivery nurse for over 30 years. Coming back to work, it was hard at first to work with families who had a loss.
But in 2017, Deb changed her career.
Something switched in my healing. I wanted to be with those families.
She became a perinatal bereavement coordinator, a role she says came naturally.
Sometimes just sitting there in silence as they're processing it, questions will come up that they can ask or just to share their story.
But her story is something she says her patients rarely hear.
If they come right out and ask, then I'll share Tommy's story. But when I go in there, it's about them.
But Deb says she still draws from the light that Tommy brought to her life when she helps families through their darkest hour.
I feel so much closer to him doing this. That gives me meaning. If I had to lose him, if I have to be here without him, it has to have meaning.
Centera Norfolk General Hospital has several cooling devices that look like cradles. They help preserve babies for up to several days after they've passed away. Deb says 15 to 17 families use those devices each month, giving them more time to say goodbye. Well, we turn now to Chesapeake, where after more than 4 decades of service, a longtime nurse at Chesapeake Regional Medical Center is hanging up her scrubs for the last time. But her legacy continues on. I spoke with Cheryl LeClaire about the mark she made in her community.
You don't do the same thing every day, but you do very similar things every day, and one day leads right into the next. This is me.
She's one of the longest serving nurses at Chesapeake Regional Medical Center.
I actually never think of it that way. I did my job. I hope I did it well.
Cheryl LeClaire officially retired in September after more than 4 decades in nursing.
And it was actually 44 years. I worked in a small hospital in Pennsylvania for 2 years before I moved to Virginia. And Chesapeake just seemed more like a fit for me.
Her career began in October of 1981, just 5 years after the hospital first opened its doors.
The core of the hospital was an H, and it ended just before the lobby. We're standing in the parking lot. I've known most of them.
Over the years, Cheryl's worn many hats, but she says one thing never changed.
The individual groups, like a nursing unit, stayed together and stayed as a family.
The latter years of her career were spent in the cardiac department.
I learned to read the EKGs. I could recognize if someone was having a heart attack.
Her care of the heart, a reflection of the heart she has for people.
You're interviewing a good one.
And Cheryl tells me that her retirement plans include traveling and spending time with her family in Pennsylvania. We wish her the best. You know, nurses and medical professionals just like Cheryl pour into their patients every day, and so do caregivers. Now, one organization is giving back to them across Hampton roads, while the founder says she helps them get their pink back. Well, parents, when our kids get sick, we do everything we can to help them feel better. But for those with medically complex and disabled children, you may need some extra help. But it's important to care for yourself as well. Here's how the Apricity Hope Project is making sure they get the care they deserve.
Flamingos, when they have their babies, they lose their pink and they turn white and gray. And as the babies age and become more independent, the mama, dada, and even foster flamingos start to get their pink back.
It's the reason why a nonprofit for caregivers of medically complex and disabled children found a home in this big pink house.
This is exactly where we're supposed to be.
Susan Gagan is the founder and executive director of the Apricity Hope Project.
Apricity means the warmth of the sun in the winter.
And she knows firsthand how comforting that warmth can be.
Lorelei had FBXL4 mitochondrial disease. In 2019, Benji was born. He too has mitochondrial disease. Lorelei passed in 2021. She was 5.5 years old.
Susan says they've received lots of help from family and friends.
That there were other people at the hospital that didn't have the same type of support.
Her nonprofit's programs and events are designed just for them.
I had started a podcast in 2020 called When Autumn Comes. We created hospital go bags. We now give them to CHKD so that they can give them to parents who are in the PICU.
Monthly retreats either bring people together,
Moms from all over coming here and spending 4 days,
or give them time to themselves.
We have a little beach area where they can go and sit and be alone.
Susan says she hopes the group is a source of strength so parents and guardians can continue to be strong for their children.
In order to help caregivers like me get their pink back, we have to teach them how to take care of themselves too.
Now, that pink house that you saw is called The Hideaway. It opened last July for gatherings, retreats, and meetups. To learn more about upcoming events there and ways to donate, just head to 13newsnow.com and search Apricity Hope Project. You know, helping people can come in different ways. It can come from different people, no matter if it's saving a life in the hospital or writing a letter of comfort to someone in need. Fear to Freedom is a nonprofit group in Newport News. They support survivors of sexual violence while teaching college students how to address the issue and be the change.
Every 2 minutes, somebody in our country was sexually assaulted. Well, that's why it got in our name 13 years ago, Fear to Freedom. But now, that number is every 68 seconds. My name is Virginia Woodward, and I am the CEO of Fear to Freedom. So the mission of Fear to Freedom is to restore hope and dignity for survivors of sexual violence, because I'm a survivor myself. And Rosemary Tribble, our founder, she invested hope in my life many years ago.
It takes someone that has actually had that lived experience to be able to understand exactly what someone may need in that moment. My name is Khaditra Cooper, and I am the Chief Operating Officer at Fear to Freedom. You can't control what happened to you, but the only thing that you can really control is how you deal with it after the fact.
We provide kits called aftercare kits that contain clean clothing and toiletries. These aftercare kits contain Freedom Bear. The survivor, they can take these slips of paper and write their pain, their fear, their anger, tuck them into Freedom Bear's heart, and then let Freedom Bear carry it for them for a while. So then when they're ready to release it, they can take these little papers out, get a glass of water, stir it up, and it disappears. So they can let it go, moving from fear to freedom. We do sexual violence prevention programs. They're called Hour to Empower.
We're actually going to the college campuses, and we're, talking to the students.
So what makes our programs different from other ones is that the students pack our kits. And then they write a note of comfort that also goes in the kit for the survivor.
Trauma comes in many forms. We're just prepared to try to help anyone that is experiencing it.
Because healing is a journey. It takes time and a lot of courage. It's what makes what we do important.
And you can help support Fear to Freedom by sponsoring an aftercare kit. They cost $35, or you could fund an Hour to Empower program for up to 200 people with a $500 donation. I'm turning now to another local program working with young people to help put an end to violent crime. As of September of this year, the leading cause of death for those aged 1 to 17 is gun violence. That's according to Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. Now, in Virginia Beach, one group is teaching children how to shoot using cameras to create media content. Take a look.
Let us stimulate your mind, give you space and watch it grow. I was locked up a couple times, and I wanted people to see life through my lens.
That's the inspiration behind Billy Lynn's organization, Teach Them How to Shoot.
People are going to think that we are shooting guns. We keep children out of the streets and we teach them how to shoot cameras instead.
The Virginia Beach-based program is open to all youth, but targets those at risk.
It's the kids who, have these problems, acting out in school, behavior issues.
Helping them learn film and media production skills.
They can do something creative, that cultivate the creativity inside of them.
We gonna teach them how to shoot. We gonna teach them how to shoot. We gonna teach them how to shoot.
The program provides the equipment.
We start them off with basic cameras. They're actually learning these things about the cameras and growing as the cameras grow.
And professional mentors help kids and teens explore various roles in media. Billy says he wants the program to be a safe space for young people.
I want them to see that their feelings are valid, that they should follow me as I follow Christ. They don't have to be afraid to talk about anything.
He also hopes to help redirect their focus from crime to career.
I'm going to fight for them like they my own kids. And I want to be that light to them, you know what I mean, that shows them something different.
Get your bag, get your bag, get your camera back. Get your bag, get your bag, get your camera back. We gonna teach them.
I love it. You can support Teach Them How to Shoot by donating money or working media equipment like cameras, computers, even drones. Media professionals can also volunteer as mentors. And to see their latest projects and contact them, you can head to their social media on Facebook and Instagram. Just search Teach Them How to Shoot. And it's important for young people to learn creative lessons and use different tools, but it's just as important to expand their mind in the classroom. One former teacher and administrator is working to help close academic gaps for students. It all started as tutoring sessions in her garage, and now the Jazaren Learning Institute is inspiring a love of learning in everyone. In the morning, it's an in-depth tutoring center for kids.
We meet the children's needs before we can actually teach them.
In the evening, an intense training ground for adults.
Resume writing, interviewing skills, life coaching, business coaching, career coaching. We have parenting classes.
All with the goal of helping people become leaders.
So we need people with strong integrity, with the desire, to help others, have empathy, but at the same time, want to continue learning.
Dr. Shirley Auguste is founder and executive director of Jazaren Learning Institute.
We are a hybrid learning center where we are also holistic. We build a relationship with them. We give them, improve their self-confidence.
Through small classes, one-on-one sessions, and virtual meetings, teachers help students set goals.
I tell the parents, it's okay if your kid doesn't do well, because of the fact that it tells us where we need to start to help them and where we need to go.
And lifelong learning is reinforced.
Adults still need affirmations. People can be themselves, they can mess up, and we still validate them.
The Institute aims to help everyone pave a path to success by looking beyond their performance and seeing their potential.
They want to be able to go out and make a positive difference. They want to be the leader that they were created to be.
Jazaren Learning Institute has programs for students, adults, and those with small businesses, as you heard. To see all upcoming events and how you can get involved, head to our website and search Jazaren Learning Institute.
It should have an atmosphere where they feel safe, where it's ethical behavior, and just a good time is had by all.
Putting fun first in athletics, how student athletes in Portsmouth are working together to show sportsmanship through the camera lens. Being an athlete means you may experience wins and losses, but handling both with grace shows you're a good sport. Student athletes in Portsmouth produced a video PSA urging their community to play fair, show respect, and be positive no matter the outcome.
Good sportsmanship starts here.
Here.
And here.
It's the score that goes beyond the game.
We put in the work, hard work, in the classroom, on the field, court, and in the gym.
We're all one city, so we should all have love for one another.
Antoine Merritt just started his senior year at IC Norcom High School.
I play outside linebacker here at Norcom High School, and I also play small forward for the basketball team.
He's also in his second year on the Portsmouth Public Schools Student Athletic Committee.
We help build and make sure athletic events are safe and fun as possible for everyone to enjoy.
The group created a campaign video to share one message: cheer for everyone.
Sports is just a game, and we want to make sure everyone's enjoying the game instead of taking it a little to the extreme.
It takes the fun out of the game. Doesn't allow for inner city rivalries to be intense, and diminishes all the hard work we put in.
So we really wanted the students to be the trailblazers for the sportsmanship campaigns.
Shawnee Twyman, PPS coordinator of Division Athletics, oversees the committee.
So my goal was for Portsmouth Public Schools to sort of set the standard and become this premier athletic program where sportsmanship wasn't just a buzzword, but kind of a way of life for our student athletes.
She says she's proud of her student athletes for exercising their voice for good.
And they should have an atmosphere where they feel safe, where it's ethical behavior, and just a good time is had by all. And if they can lead the charge, I think that everyone else will follow suit.
Good sportsmanship starts with all of us.
The Student Athletic Committee produced the Good Sportsmanship video when school was out. Twyman said the goal is to have it played during athletic events and parent information nights across Portsmouth Public Schools. Well, coming up, the fight for everyone to have a place to call home. A look at two organizations across our region working to help everyone in need inside and outside of the home. A nonprofit serving Hampton and Newport News has been making a mark in the fight against homelessness for more than 15 years. And while they're working to help get everyone a roof over their heads, there's another organization that's helping those from inside the home. First, let's take a look at how the Housing Development Corporation of Hampton Roads is providing affordable housing to people in need.
Is a probably 700 square foot house.
But it's more than just a house. This is a safe place to call home.
There are so many people who are out on the streets. Affordable and rental and quality is really very difficult to find.
The Housing Development Corporation of Hampton Roads owns 31 units over 18 properties across Hampton and Newport News. Board Secretary Sister David Ann Niskey says the nonprofit works with partners to address critical housing needs.
To be cost burden as a renter, it means that you're paying more than 30% of your annual income. You're either going without food, clothing, medical care. We're trying to find places that people can afford.
Board President Josh David says the group uses grant and community funding to buy and maintain houses and apartment buildings, which are renovated by volunteers.
People are willing to help us because we are serving a mission. We're providing opportunities for people that perhaps couldn't qualify and couldn't live in other affordable housing.
Properties are rented to people and families who are homeless, low income, disabled, or veterans.
We're trying to serve the people who most need that service. Our rents are very often at the bottom of what HUD calls affordable housing or below.
The nonprofit believes safe and affordable housing is a major milestone in improving the quality of life for people in need.
We want them to be able to live in a place where they feel at home, comfortable, can build relationships, can become involved in their communities.
You have the place to wake up every morning and go to sleep every night with that stability. That's the need in the community that we're trying to fulfill.
If you want to help the Housing Development Corporation of Hampton Roads, you can donate money, goods, and services, as well as sign up to volunteer. And while they help provide housing for people in need, one Norfolk organization helps those from the comfort of their own homes. The Hope House Foundation serves adults with developmental disabilities. Here's how they are making a mark.
When it comes down to it, we're all humans, we all have our weak points, and we all have our strong points. So I thank Hope House for bringing me to the life that I live now. Hi, my name is Dorothy Clark. I'm a person who received services from Hope House Foundation. That's where I started. Now I am actually a board member. We support people from the most mildest disability to the most severe. We're the only one that provides services for people exclusively in their own apartments.
Hi, I am Shannon Posiask, and I'm the Executive Director of Hope House Foundation. We typically support around 125 to 130 people. It really is about what do you need to live successfully and breaking those barriers and addressing those concerns and truly people being safe in the community.
When I first came to Hope House, I was afraid to even move 2 feet away from the staff. Now, I actually have my own car. If it wasn't for the people from Hope House to believe in me and encourage me to be able to do those things, I would not be doing any of the things I do. We want all people with disabilities to be able to get out and live a life just like a person without a disability.
We have a group called Our Voices who they go to meet with legislators, they go to Richmond and say there should be more providers, more options for people with disabilities in the state. And so it's not just about Hope House. You're giving to those we support to support more people.
It's about giving to the community as a whole. At the end of the day, the community as a whole is what brings us together.
Hope House is looking for partners to provide affordable housing and jobs for people with disabilities. You can sign up to volunteer at upcoming events and show your support by shopping at the Hope House Thrift Shop. That's on Monticello Avenue in Norfolk.
No different than anyone else. We just do something different than everyone else.
Showing up for those in need, the little boy that sparked a movement of positivity to be shared across Hampton roads. You know, there's no wrong way to help those in need or give back to your community. One Norfolk couple redistributes items to others, and now they're shifting their work to fight food insecurity. Here's how the nonprofit Jonathan Cares is making a mark. At Wegmans in Virginia Beach, it's grocery day for Beverly Zimmerman Wright and Clifton Wright.
22 pounds of cheese.
But the items on their list
17 pounds of bread.
aren't for stocking
General product.
their pantry.
And dairy is 62 pounds.
It is our goal not to keep any perishable foods anywhere.
They're going to homes across Hampton roads.
We rescue food so that we can give that food to people who face food insecurity. We make what we call food goodie boxes.
Through their nonprofit with a meaningful name.
Jonathan is our son who was born with a rare form of dwarfism. Tragically, one day he had a massive seizure and he couldn't come back from it, so he passed away. Then we're going to turn everything we do into something positive with his name.
Jonathan Cares takes donations from companies and gives them to college students, seniors, families, and communities in need.
We want to help corporations inch closer to their sustainability goals.
Since the store opened, we've donated 34,000 pounds to Jonathan Cares here at Wegmans.
Beverly and Clifton say they're going to another store tonight, and they'll keep going day after day until no one has to go without.
We are a small group, but we do a big work. We want to make sure that every person that we can touch does not go hungry.
We're no different than anyone else. We just do something different than everyone else.
If you want to help Jonathan Cares, you can volunteer, donate, or partner with them. Just head to their website, jonathancares.org. Still ahead, we've told you about one local grocery store that works to feed thousands of people on the peninsula, where you can find their larger facility and how you can get your goods. One Newport News nonprofit is thriving after moving into a larger facility. And with more space comes more services to help thousands of residents on the peninsula. This Newport News grocery store is much like any other, except for one thing. There's no cash register.
There's no income requirements. Literally anybody can come. We really prioritize produce and giving people healthy options, which are often unaffordable at the grocery stores. We've produced about 700 pounds of fresh vegetables and fruits this year.
Each month, as many as 2,500 Newport News, Hampton, and York County residents make appointments to shop at the Peninsula's first free grocery store.
The Market at Thrive is a reimagined food pantry. We don't judge people who need help. If you're asking for help, we're here to give you help.
It's one of the services of Thrive Peninsula. Angela York is the nonprofit's executive director.
We want to lead folks to stability after they've experienced a major financial crisis or maybe just during their time of financial hardship.
The market is located inside this expanded facility that Thrive moved into last November.
Our old building was 2,500 square feet. This building is 5,700. So we've already served as many people as we served in our old building for the whole year.
Across from the market and garden, more community resources.
So we want education to be at the forefront of what we do at Thrive.
From reading literacy.
So we have been able to distribute thousands of books since we've come in. Vast majority are brand new.
To financial literacy.
It can look like financial coaching, kind of helping give people a path towards stability. And then we also offer emergency financial assistance.
Angela says the larger facility means Thrive can have a greater impact.
Our hope is that this year we will reach our goal of serving 25,000 people, which we will absolutely do. And that would have never been possible in our old space.
Oyster Point. Oyster Point.
Thrive Peninsula's new location is on Nettles Drive in Newport News, and you can help by volunteering or by donating money or food. Now, while Thrive continues to keep thriving, one Virginia Beach-based nonprofit across the water is serving schools, families, and the homeless community in our area. We're shining the spotlight on Fruitful Blessings.
We wanted to just have a name that will continue to be fruitful in the community, continue to make a difference, and we want to bless people. My name is Shalisa Oates, and I'm the director of Fruitful Blessings.
And my name is Monica Thomas, and I'm the director also of Fruitful Blessings. And the passion is also as being a, retired educator. It's the students. I've been there and I've seen students come in hungry. I've been there and I've seen them sit there and don't have the supplies that they need. But I also saw an increase in the homeless community within the area. So I collaborated with my daughter and I said, let's start a nonprofit.
Our mission is to help serve the homeless community, schools, and to help families in need. We have the residents stay. The houses in our Norfolk houses about 100 homeless people. And so during that day, we give them food, we give them clothes, shoes. We try to have counseling services out there. We also give personal care kits and bus passes. We have a mini pantry that's currently we're at College Park Elementary School. But the other school that we have is SeaTac Elementary. We have school supplies and non-perishable kits, non-perishable food items. We provide that every 6 to 8 weeks. Our vision is to have a mini pantry at every school that needs one. And not only that, in the long run, we would like to have one place where the homeless community and families can come.
And that's one of the things we want to do as far as getting donations, to keep this drive going, to keep helping students, keep helping teachers. What we want to do is uplift and bless the community as far as the families, the students, the schools, and the homeless community.
Fruitful Blessings needs your help stocking new or gently used clothing, school supplies, and non-perishable food items. We posted a link in this story on 13newsnow.com to reach out to the nonprofit. And staying in Virginia Beach, one nonprofit founder took her passion for special education out of the classroom and into the job force. Here's how Mailing, Assembling, and Copying Services, or MACS, is making a mark.
We supply all kinds of services. We do mailing, we do collating projects.
And this Virginia Beach nonprofit does so much more.
We employ people that have special needs.
Natalie Grayson says during her 15 years as a special education teacher in Chesapeake,
I did a lot of vocational things in my classroom trying to prepare my students to be able to get employment once they finish school.
She noticed a concerning trend.
As they started graduating, nobody would hire them.
So she says she created the job opportunities herself.
In about 5 years, we had enough customers for me to resign from the school system and do this full time.
3 decades later, Max volunteers and employees are still going strong.
I put them in the bag and keep going.
We focus on making sure they feel comfortable. And then we work on socialization skills, teamwork, helping each other. They can do anything if you can break it down into small steps.
Natalie says the quality of service shows the capabilities of people with special needs.
They're fast, they're consistent, they come every day, they work hard, they want to help people. We just need more people to help.
How do you feel today?
I feel happy.
Good.
Happy indeed. Natalie Grayson says her team is ready to take on mailing, assembling, and copying projects large or small. To learn more about job openings for special needs adults, volunteer opportunities, get a list of services, or make donations, head to their website, takeittothemax.org. Well, it's just about call time for one nonprofit theater company in Norfolk. You may already be familiar with some of the musicals that this group performs, but it's the cast and the crew that make the productions truly remarkable. At the Norfolk Masonic Temple Theater, a production of The Sound of Music wrapped up 2 weekends ago.
Do you need the first note?
But the cast is still in performance mode. And it's not just because they enjoy being on stage.
Give them something to pretend to be, give them the song, and it leads to communication, it leads to collaboration. It's just a wonderful experience for everybody.
Choreographer Anna Walker is board president of Arts Inclusion Company, a 10-year-old nonprofit that welcomes people of all ages and abilities.
The majority of our actors have some type of developmental or physical or intellectual disability. Everybody is celebrated for what they can do. There's no talk about what we can't do and about limitations. We just design the entire experience around the individuals.
The only requirement to participate is a passion for the arts.
When you're watching the shows, I feel you don't even realize you're watching people with disabilities sometimes, because the way it's done, it's just so seamless and clean.
And for people looking to sharpen their skills, volunteers host a series of theater workshops.
They're a much smaller environment, less challenging scripts. Actors are encouraged to ad-lib, add a little bit of themselves to it, and then we'll perform it just for a very small audience.
The company plans to gear up soon for the next big show, and Anna says the cast and crew are already looking forward.
There's no other place where you can just be exactly who you are, where you are. There's no superstars, and there's no just low ensemble member. We're all kind of the same.
While the Arts Inclusion Company is planning for productions, small groups are available to perform at events. We posted a link to the group's website in this story on 13newsnow.com, and there you can also learn more about donating, volunteering, and signing up for their newsletter. Coming up, women encouraging each other in one of life's toughest battles, the urge from one woman to never ignore your gut feeling. You know, breast cancer knows no age, and that's why Here for the Girls exists. The nonprofit works to improve the lives of young women affected by the disease. Chelsea Harden says she had a family history and she knew she was at risk, but nothing could have prepared her for the journey ahead.
July, I'm just sitting on the couch. I'm like, oh, I feel something weird.
It was July 2021. Chelsea Harden was just 28 years old.
They're like, oh, you're so young. It's probably just a cyst. I kind of felt something was wrong.
Her suspicion was right. It took nearly a month to get a mammogram, and after that, everything happened fast.
It's, can we see you tomorrow for an ultrasound? Can we see you for a biopsy? I felt like I knew that I had cancer because of my family history. day before my father's birthday. And I called him and saying, Dad, I'm pretty sure I have cancer and I don't want to die. And he said, baby, you've been so strong your whole life and you're not going to die because I'm not going to lose another daughter. And I said, okay, gloves on.
About a week later, Chelsea was diagnosed with stage 2 triple-negative invasive ductal carcinoma, scheduled for 16 rounds of chemotherapy, and her battle was just getting started.
After my mastectomy, I became very, very sick. And I remember ending up in the ICU, and I just found this angel of a nurse. She got somebody to call my oncologist, got me out of the hospital, and I started getting better.
But after the physical fight came the emotional one.
This is when I really started to process all that I had been through. What do I do? Who am I now? How am I supposed to find somebody to date? How do I explain what I've been through?
But Chelsea says she didn't let cancer define her, finding strength in a support group called Here for the Girls.
Health condition, they don't care what age you are. You gotta find your tribe. Do it scared and live every day to its fullest.
Such a powerful story. Chelsea is one of 12 women featured in the Here for the Girls 2024 calendar. It shares the stories of survivors, provides breast health guidance, and offers advice to other young women newly diagnosed with breast cancer. You can learn more about the organization's calendar and its ambassadors by visiting the link in this story on 13newsnow.com. And I'm always looking to tell the stories of people and groups making a mark in the community. If you know of a person or group helping their community and you want me to tell their story, all you have to do is send me an email. Thank you for staying with me as I retell the stories of the people who make Hampton Roads a great place to call home. Your work never goes unnoticed. It's appreciated by all of us right here at 13 News Now. Again, thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley Smith.